Hey guys, it's Lucid here with our daily dosage of Dragon Age. Um, I was just checking in with the weapons and armor to see if I missed anything yesterday before I signed off. I didn't, and I told you I was going to continue off with, letting us talk to our companions, so we'll do that. I also switched my mount, so we'll be using this guy right here. Looks really fucking cool, if you ask me. But yeah, I guess we'll start with Blackwall.
Research him in there.
Make a look at it. So much easier to ignore when it's far away. And to actually walk out of it. To be that close.
If I hadn't been saved by Inquisition soldiers, I don't know what would have happened.
Inquisition soldiers? That's not what I've heard. The Breach, the Divine's death, the Wardens. It doesn't make sense. There's so much we don't know.
Your experience with the Wardens will certainly be useful.
Mostly the treaties, I expect. Old parchments you're welcome to. What about you? How do you fit into all this?
so worship me, and I like that. Oh yeah.
I just want to help stop the war. Try to put things back in order.
A worthy goal, one I'm happy to support. For me, I'll be satisfied so long as we find the bastards that killed the Divine. They owe us some answers.
Got that right. I was also thinking yesterday with finding out that Grand Enchanter Fiona wasn't actually at Val Rayo. This is in the video that cut off and didn't record. I think if Alexius has the power to manipulate time itself, he could have been disguised as Enchanter Fiona in order to get us over to Redcliffe. That's what I think, you know, him being a part of the cult and all that, and having this strange obsession with trying to, I don't know, man, just an obsession with the character, my guy. Alright, let's talk to Cassandra. That's just what I think. I'm just speculating here, but, you know.
Do you need something?
What the fuck?
That's enough for now.
Another time, then.
Don't tell me I'm stuck. Oh my god. What the hell? He's moonwalking. he's fucking moonwalking. Holy shit. 'Cause Billie Jean is not my lover. She's just a girl. Oh my god. There we go. Okay.
Do you need something?
We'll do all of it.
Can you tell me more about the Seekers?
The Seekers of Truth were born from the original Inquisition long ago, when it united with the Chantry. Seekers stood above the Templars, watching over them but also investigating magical events they couldn't handle. We were meant to be incorruptible, above reproach. How seldom does reality match the ideal?
What are Seekers, exactly?
Those who know anything of us think we are Templars. We do not use lyrium, however. Our abilities are different, as was our original purpose. We disciplined the Templars and were accountable only to the Divine. And not even her, truthfully.
So, the Seekers commanded the Templars?
No, the Order didn't assume command until after the rebellion. The Templars have always feared us. When a Seeker arrived at a circle, they knew trouble was afoot. That kind of power is troubling. You begin to think you are the only one who can solve the world's problems. If you don't see a problem, it doesn't exist. If someone insists it does, they are the blind ones.
Do you think that kind of problem could ever be fixed?
Possibly. Though the Seekers themselves would need to change. They were clearly not willing to, even though they abandoned everything they stood for to avoid it. In my heart, I believe they can still be salvaged, but not by their own hands.
Hmm. Oh yeah, what abilities do you have?
You mentioned that Seekers have different abilities than Templars.
Entirely. A Templar's abilities come from lyrium and are designed to hunt mages. Ours come from ritual and many years of dedicated training. We cannot be possessed by demons and are immune to mind control. Useful considering our role. Seekers can gain other gifts, though that depends on the individual.
Shoot, so she's immune to, like, they're immune to mind control and stuff? That's pretty sweet.
What kind of gifts do you have?
I can set the lyrium within a person's blood aflame.
What?
Both mages and Templars bend before my will. Some Seekers use it to interrogate, others simply to paralyze. Once there was a Seeker who could use it to kill. That particular gift is considered rare.
Holy shit, man. Boil your blood from the inside.
How does someone become a Seeker?
Most Seekers begin training in their youth. I was much older, an exception due to my noble birth. We train rigorously for years. Our bodies and minds must be elastic to undergo the vigil, and most fail even then.
Is the vigil some kind of initiation?
It is the rite every Seeker must go through in order to summon their gifts. A full year of fasting, prayer, and separation from all distractions, including other people. We empty ourselves of all emotion, focusing only on the purity of our devotion. And the moment it finally ends, it's wonderful. Faith realized. I cannot put it into words.
You were delirious.
I wish I could experience that.
If the vigil was not so arduous, I'd say more should attempt it. What if mages never needed to fear possession by demons? I'm told it is impossible, however. I suppose I'll never know the truth of it now.
Why did your order turn against the Chantry?
We originally united with the Chantry through a treaty that stated they would keep mages under control. It was felt Most Holy had tacitly allowed the Circle of Magi to vote on its independence, thus breaking the treaty. The Seekers saw themselves as justified, and they led the Templars into a war of righteousness.
You sound like you disagree.
We knew what was happening at Kirkwall, where the Mage Rebellion began. We looked into reports of Knight Commander Meredith's harsh treatment of her charges years earlier. But we found so many shocking cases of magical corruption, it was decided her actions were justified. If we'd been there when it happened, if we'd looked harder at the root causes...
I don't know.
You seem to care a great deal about it.
Too much, if you ask the rest of my order. When faced with a problem, the Seekers would close ranks and crush it. We would find an answer, but only once we felt we weren't being coerced. The moment the mages voted for independence, our response was predictable. It was difficult to watch.
Alright.
I've no more questions.
There we go. I think, yeah, Cullen's over here. So getting a lot of good information from everybody.
Traveled some distance to reach Haven. You're from the Circle in Ostwick?
He has no head! Oh my god, he has no head. Look at that.
It's exciting. Being away from that life, being somewhere new. Maybe that's selfish, given what's happened.
No, it's only fair, I suppose. We are grateful for your assistance.
Oh my, yeah. I don't know about that.
I'd like to know more about the Templars.
If you need insight into what the Order is doing now, I'm afraid I can't offer more than you already know. Anything else, I will answer as best I can.
Why did you join the Order?
I could think of no better calling than to protect those in need. I used to beg the Templars at our local chantry to teach me. At first, they merely humored me. I must have shown promise, or at least a willingness to learn. The Knight Captain spoke to my parents on my behalf. They agreed to send me for training. I was 13 when I left home.
He's still... Man, his head is... Look at that shit! His head is disappearing. If you tilt it a different way.
It's still so young.
I wasn't the youngest there. Some children are promised to the order at infancy. Still,
What?
I didn't take on full responsibilities until I was 18. The order sees you trained and educated first.
What about your family? Did you miss them?
Of course, but there were many my age who felt the same. We learned to look out for one another.
Prior to the Conclave, I'd only encountered Templars in the Circle. Do they do anything besides guard mages?
Templars protect against the dangers of magic. Before the Order left the Chantry, that meant serving in a circle. They were also tasked with tracking apostates, or fighting demons inevitably summoned by the weak or malicious.
Yeah, I remember Alistair talking about that.
You think of mages. Are they all a threat?
I've seen the suffering magic can inflict. I've treated mages with distrust because of it, at times without cause. That was unworthy of me. I will try not to do so here. Not that I want mages moving through our base completely unchecked. We need safeguards in place to protect people, including mages, from possession at the least.
Oh, at least he's one of those good Templars. I remember Fenris from Dragon Age 2. No matter what you did, if you sided with the mages, he would instantly hate you for it.
What does Templar training involve?
There is weapon and combat training. Even without their abilities, Templars are among the best warriors in Thedas. Initiates must also memorize portions of the Chant of Light, study history, and improve their mental focus.
Did you enjoy your training?
I wanted to learn everything. If I was giving my life to this, I would be the best Templar I could.
You were a model student.
I wanted to be. I wasn't always successful. Watching a candle burn down while reciting the chant of transfiguration wasn't the most exciting task. And I admit, my mind sometimes wandered.
Oh my god, if I tilt the camera like this, his head is gone, it's distracting.
I know how I spent my time in the Circle, but what was a typical day for a Templar?
Typical. The last time I was in a circle was right before it fell apart. Nothing was typical.
Before that, then?
Certain rituals require a full guard. A mage's howling, for instance. I've attended a few. Most of the time, you merely maintain a presence, on patrol or in the circle, ready to respond if needed. Mages pretend to ignore that presence, but they're watching you just as closely.
We would spend all day with Templars, and yet they rarely spoke to us.
A habit often mistaken for coldness, I'm sure. But we are expected to keep a certain distance from our charges. If a mage is possessed or uses blood magic, we must act quickly, without hesitation. Your judgment cannot be clouded. Of course, ignoring one another does nothing to foster understanding.
They're not even in sync. Look at that. They're not in sync.
Do Templars take vows? I swear to the Maker to watch all the mages. That sort of thing?
There's a vigil first. You're meant to be at peace during that time, but your life is about to change. When it's over, you give yourself to a life of service. That's when you're given a filter, your first draft of lyrium and its power. As Templars, we are not to seek wealth or acknowledgement. Our lives belong to the Maker and the path we have chosen.
Alright.
That's all I wanted to know. Thank you.
I'm sure you have other matters to attend.
It's always nice to find out.
We cannot stay here.
Why
Shut
not?
up.
Because we're Templars.
What does that even mean anymore?
Can I interrupt?
Declare our independence and march off to some hold and do nothing?
Oh,
Stay here in
shit.
the Inquisition.
That's how you do it.
Be quick to dismiss the people who saved your life, Maxim.
I forgot all about locking onto your targets. Shoot. Oh, I forgot how to do it in general. Sweet. Yeah, but as I was saying, I really